So Hummingbird takes us off the deep end here at the CCA Workbench, Dave.
Yep.
We brought in our underwater specialist, George Bustamante.
The mystery guest.
The mystery guest, he's here. So Georgie, you know, there's so many different products that they're using now to film stuff underwater, whether it's video, whether it's still pictures. So why don't you give us a few tricks of the trade that would actually make us better?
First and foremost, lighting. I mean, you want your pictures to be lit, you want them to look good, you want everything about it. So if you're shooting above water, you know, your early hours of the morning, sunrise, or evening shots are better because the sun's lower, we call it golden hour, and that's just lighting your face. It's got that orange light, it makes everything pop and glow and look really picture perfect, if you will.
The perfect light.
Perfect light. And then, you know, when you're shooting and talking video and you're jumping in the water, even doing underwater stuff, you want the light more overhead, noontime. You know, it's going to give you a nice even light. The water is going to reflect the light in the water, so it's going to give you a nice even light. You're not wearing your hat. You're not going to have any shadows. And you know, your cameras nowadays, all your GoPros and stuff, have great automatic settings, so you don't have to worry about nothing. Just hit record and go.
More light penetrates deeper, and that's when you see more colors and everything as well.
So during the day, the high parts of the day, sun straight overhead, is that the best time to shoot video?
That's the best time to get in the water. I mean, yeah, it's going to give you that very natural look. It's not going to be hard coming in one side, giving you dark spots. You know, if you have to get in the water early in the morning, you know, always try and get the sun behind you so it's still lighting what you're looking at.
Right.
But you're going to get a lot more of the light rays, and it's just going to be, you know, that much more. It's a little bit more difficult, but, you know, it's possible.
So tell me what here we are, this amberjack we caught down in the Marquese is there something specific when you're in the water, I'm up above doing the fishing, is there certain things that you look for me to do to help set up that shot?
A lot of it's being at the right place at the right time. You can't tell the fish, hey, bite the lure like right here, because this is like where the spot is. So, you know, you obviously want to position yourself between the lure and the boat so that when you cast, I'm filming, you know, that lure coming at me the whole time. And in the event, like that amberjack, it eats that lure right in front of the camera and you get the shot.
The closer the better,
yeah.
Especially underwater. And when you're using any of the GoPro, any of the little fixed lens cameras, the closer you get to your subject, the better it's going to be. Because, you know, if you're using one of those little GoPros, let's say, if anything's further than 10 or 15 feet away, it's going to look tiny. And
also in murky water, like you saw the video of the tarpon. I mean, that tarpon was 1.5 feet down in where we were in Marathon, and you get all that silt and stuff. So, I mean, you want to be as close as you can, because obviously the less silt that you have, the clearer it's going to look and the sharper it's going to look, and it's not going to be all like, oh, why is it blurry and just,
Okay, so what do you do on the days like when we have fronts and we're out shooting sailfish photos? What do you do to manipulate that situation?
So, underwater lights, they can be very expensive. That's why a lot of people don't have them. That's why, you know, the sun is your best option. But if you have the underwater lights, yeah, you can position those sailfish with the rays coming through. The sun is obviously behind. And then those lights, when you click, that flash is going to go off and light and expose everything. And it's a little bit more complicated, but you know, that's what we use.
Yeah, it is what we use. So, okay, so a guy's been shooting a GoPro for several years now, thinking about upgrading. You got any place that he should start, equipment-wise?
Certainly a DSLR. I mean, quality is going to be your best bet. I mean, that's really the only difference. You're also going to have to know a lot more of your settings because, I mean, you can throw it in auto, but once you're starting to use a bigger, large format camera like that, you're going to be more detailed in what specifically you're looking for as far as, you know, the shutter speed or your aperture for more light, less light, focus distance. Wide angle lens always close to your subject.
You got any other questions?
No, I don't.
You don't?
No.
Georgie, thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate it in a very big way. I learned a lot. You really help us a lot.